Welcome, everyone, to the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppet National podcast based on Xbox and all such gaming goodness. This is the Xbox Live Party podcast. My name is Ash, and I am joined by all of our fantastic friends, KY Bob, Fabio, Slayer Exclusive, the Jinner, and Alucard will be joining us at some point today when he can catch up, bless him. But we're going to go ahead anyway and not delay it any longer. So welcome, everyone. How's it going, gents?
Good. How's it going?
Going good.
Happy Saturday.
Yes,
Yep.
Saturday.
Another week that has not been lacking on the news.
It never stops, does it?
This time of year.
We sure it does not.
Oh.
So, gents, what have you all been playing during this week? Anything new? Anything good?
I've been playing the DLC for Little Nightmares. I've been playing some PGA 2K21
Mm-hmm.
and Outriders demo. Testing out some of the changes that they've been making. Now you can turn off motion blur. It's a lot more clearer and a lot less jittier, and it's gonna be good.
Fair enough. Slayer, what have you been playing lately?
A couple things actually. I the other day I tried out Dungeon Defenders Awakened. I think it's basically the same game from the 360 days, but just a little bit, upscaled graphics, and I think they tweaked some stuff, but for the most part it's the same game, just as, as nostalgic as ever about it. Love that game. Played it with a friend of mine. And other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Sea of Thieves and started playing through the Halo Master Chief Collection, starting with Halo 1. Finished that up and started Halo 2 the other night. And it's gonna eventually go up on my YouTube, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. And then today, actually, I right before this, I played this quick little indie game called One Escape from Ratalaika Games, because it was a quick achievement game. So I went, decided to play that real quick. So
Nice. Are you playing Halo on the Legendary difficulty?
no, heroic. Legendary would take way too long.
Yeah.
And
Me and Ash know
require
very well how that.
require quite a bit of editing, which I don't really feel like doing. So
I know very well how that works. And
Yeah.
guess who joined us?
Oh,
Hey guys.
how's it going?
Oh, it's good, man. Just I got my some issues,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No worries.
You've
most
only
important
missed the
thing is
important
that-
stuff, don't worry.
Exactly. Everything's going to turn out fine, and the important thing is that you are here. So, Dejina, what have you been playing lately? Anything good?
Yeah, I've done a few games recently. I played through in Raise of the Light, which I was provided by at Sometimes You publisher. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Not gonna lie, if you watch my playthrough, I'm quite scared in bits of it, even though there's no enemies and you can't be hurt in the game. It's terrifying. And then after you guys recommended it to me, I went and completed What Remains of Edith Finch. And I gotta say, that is one messed up yet excellent game. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
It definitely is.
I'm never
yeah,
going to
one of
look at rubber ducks and a frog in a bath the same way again.
I need to play that game, but why is it messed up? What happened?
So it's about a family who has a curse, and every member who's passed away, you kind of get to live through how they pass away. And everyone's different, and every kind of mini game that you play is kind of a different genre, different art style. It's just great. And so the one I really liked, which was my favorite, is the one where a guy's imagining a fantasy world in his head, but at the same time he's working in a factory where he has to cut fish's heads off and chuck them into
I
cans,
like that one.
onto
That
a
one's
conveyor
really
belt.
good. That's really
Yeah,
good, that
and
bit. Where
he's using the
Okay.
left thumbstick to control the dream and the right thumbstick to actually cut the head's fish off and chuck it on the conveyor belt, and it's so well done.
yeah, the dream
Okay,
gets
now-
more and more and more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes over his life eventually, and yeah, I don't want to ruin it too much for you, but it's great. It's a
But
great game.
if you don't like sort of distressing scenes, the
Yeah.
bathtub one is probably one you want to avoid because it's just basically you murdering a baby. That's literally how it is.
I think I'm starting to understand why it's messed up.
Yeah,
It sounds worse than it is, but it's
Yeah.
such a good story. I
It
mean,
hits you.
yeah, definitely. I really feel like going back and playing it now. We've been talking about it again, definitely.
And like the bath, I felt a bit empty after that scene. You know, it just hollowed me out. So I was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" So,
I mean,
yeah,
I didn't really, it didn't really like really bother me because like you're playing as the baby,
yeah,
you know, so I wasn't really, you weren't really like, it's not like you were trying to kill the baby. It's just that you're living out what happened to the baby. So it didn't really bother me that much. But I was like, yeah, if you want a story, you want something that's amazing, like wrote by an amazing like author or writer, this is a game for you.
And a game for you to show to your kids. That's it. Nice.
if you don't want them to sleep for a week, yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You
Exactly.
want to scar them for life? Yeah, go ahead.
That's the real word, son.
That's been me this week, guys. I've just played through those two. I'm moving on to either The Tourist or Call of the Sea. I'm undecided, so I thought you guys might be able to help. A Call of the Sea. It's an EA one that's similar to that.
Call of the EA one is I would recommend first. I think that's the better game.
Okay.
The Tourist is good, but I just think that I know which one you mean, and I can't remember the name of it. But if you like sort of the story of Edith Finch and that sort of mind sort of storyline, then that one you'll probably enjoy as well. Whereas the Tourist is more of just a sort of bog standard story, and I didn't think the gameplay was as good. I quite like the one where you're on a little boat and the monsters following you around, basically sort of like telling you how messed up your head is.
Talking about the girl with the red eyes, right?
Yes.
I think that's called Sea of Solitude.
That's it, Sea of Solitude.
That's it.
Never played that game. I actually haven't played either of those games, but I heard good things about The Tourist. So.
Yeah, me too.
They're both good, but if you had to pick one, I would recommend Sea of Solitude. So
I think that nails it for me. Then I'm on that next. I've been on a good kind of horror puzzle buzz with The Medium, Rays of Light, and then What Remains all back to back. So let's keep that bleak theme going for one more, I think.
I actually need to finish playing Call of the Sea on my second playthrough because I finished it on Xbox and I started it on PC. So I need to actually finish. I'm like halfway through. I really should sit and finish that. I'll probably put it on my list to do over my long weekend.
Nice. So, Alucard, anything good that you've been playing during this week?
Yeah, Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler.
Awesome.
It's fantastic. I love the visuals. It's like a 3D, but 3D elements, but 2D side scroller, classic JRPG. Oh man, it's. I think that's could be one of my favorite games. Like when it comes to like that kind of genre, you know, I prefer that over like the new age. Some of the new age role playing games. I like the classic RPGs better sometimes.
Does it remind you of the old Final Fantasy games or something like that? Because
that's why I like it so much. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna play some State of Decay, Sea Thieves, which is always gonna be a journey that everybody should try.
Yes.
You know, so it's always fun.
That's what's currently live on Twitch. If anyone's watching, this is mine, Fabio, Alucard, and Slayer were playing Sea of Thieves the other night. So this is the gameplay from that stream we did.
Fun night, interesting night.
Yeah, it's always going to be a good time.
Where we promised to make a live stream on Friday to play Arena, but then we decided to not do anything, and then we played the Arena, and it sucked bad. So, Maybe we should not promise anything anymore. Just simple as that. So, Ash, anything good you've been playing?
So obviously we played Sea of Thieves, we played some Minecraft Dungeons. Other than that, haven't honestly. I've been trying to go back through. I've got like a backlog of games that I've been needing to make videos for, that I've been given copies for. So I've been trying to sort of work through that backlog because it was up to about 15 games that I needed to sort of record. So I was playing Spooky Chase, which is sort of like a 2D, like a flag collecting platforming game. But every time you collect a flag, a monster spawns and it does the same path you've just done. And so obviously, as you keep going, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Fun. Like I said, it's only a couple of quid game, but that's definitely something worth playing. Royal Tower Defense, which is, as you can tell, just a cheap tower defense game, but it's quite fun. I was playing that for about an hour earlier, and I definitely want to keep playing that because I do like a good tower defense game. But yeah, sometimes it's really, really sort of like a steamroll through the levels, then suddenly the level absolutely destroys you. So the sort of difficulty spikes are a bit odd on that one, but yeah, for free, I can't complain. I'll definitely play a bit more of it. And then I was playing Retro Mania Wrestling as well this week. That's probably the main new game I've been playing. And yeah, that's really good. If you like the old WrestleMania arcade games, you will like this. It is basically the same game, but with non-WWE wrestlers, bar Johnny Nitro or John Morrison, because he's in it. But all the others are sort of like indie or not WWE wrestlers anymore. So you got like Zack Ryder, Tommy Dreamer, Legion of Doom, that sort of stuff. Loads of people I don't actually know because I don't watch sort of that much indie wrestling, but it plays well. It looks fantastic. So I definitely recommend, if you're into that sort of thing, give it a try. I think it's about £15-20 or something like that. It's not a huge amount of sort of money. It's not like a full 40 quid game, so that's definitely worthwhile. And then last up, I was playing Slime Rancher, which I've quite enjoyed. I wanted something just to sort of chill and watch and sort of like monitor when I didn't want to really think about it. So it's on Game Pass. Give it a go. That's basically the whole point. You go around collecting slimes and sort of like feeding them chickens and stuff to make them poo out gems, and then you buy more stuff with the gems they poo out.
Sorry, what?
That's it.
What?
It's like it's like a 3D indie game, but it's like a farm management simulator. But you've got like a gun that like sucks things in like a Hoover, and you like hoover up all the slimes, put them into sort of cages, and then feed them chickens, and you like combine them and stuff to get different gems to make them poo out magic gems that you can sell. It sounds terrible,
cool.
but it is, if you want something you can just sit and play for a few hours at a time.
What?
Hey man, it's unique, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And it's one of those games I wouldn't have played if it wasn't on Game Pass, but I sunk a couple of hours into it, and it's on my list to get back into and play a bit more when I get time. But this is what I mean. The Game Pass, it just keeps adding to my backlog because I would never have played that game in a month of Sundays.
It's such a Game Pass is such a nightmare, isn't it? Please don't subscribe to Game Pass.
How dare it cost $1 a month? Let's just destroy it. Destroying
Game Pass,
games.
your hard drive will suffer.
That's the only people that suffer are the hard drives. That's it.
Can I lay down some breaking news for myself really fast?
What?
I got some news that I purchased Xbox Series X
Nice.
through Xbox All Access program.
Awesome.
So I'm getting it the April 16th. That's way too long, but I can't wait. That's my big news for me today.
You're still going to be so happy with it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm playing Rise Son of Rome right now, and I love that game. And it just got lost in the backlog.
Really, I love the Rise so much. I need to get back.
Fantastic! It's so good.
Yeah, I replayed it not long ago.
I
I
wish
need
that was
to-
my
about Rise at the time was it had a lot of hate for
Yeah.
the color of the enemies would change to a certain color for you to execute them, and you press the corresponding button, and everyone hated it. But every other game at the time was doing the same thing, but it just put the button above the person's head, and they were okay with that.
Stupid.
I
This
thought
game is
that I thought that the hate towards Rise Son of Rome was because it was kind of a fake quick time events where even though you missed the button, the animation still would go and you would kill the enemy without any problem.
I think it was a couple of
An
things.
IGN where they hated you turned yellow. It's like wow.
Yeah, but like, oh my god, this is unacceptable. The enemy becomes yellow. Holy shit! Who cares?
That's stupid.
I
That's,
think a lot
I
of
need
people were
to-
also mad about how
fu-
repetitive it was, and not really like didn't have a lot of like creative elements to it.
I don't know. I love it.
I just love the visuals, the environments, and the story.
Yeah.
It was so well done.
At the Xbox One, and it has like better visuals than some games that come out today.
It's only 900p. It looks that good, and it's only 900p,
That's
Yeah.
incredible, isn't it?
It is amazing.
and it's never gotten an update on Xbox, which I'm
Should.
shocked.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
but like, for what I remember, Rise had a player mode. Is it like the arena or something
Yeah,
like that?
pretty much.
The Coliseum.
Hmm
I haven't tried it yet.
It's just
but-
like a
It's
horde
a-
mode, basically.
I need to find people to play that. I just played solo and I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I'm down.
It-
If you
The
want, I'm down.
multiplayer
For
is-
that.
The
Yeah,
multiplayer
nice.
is really fun.
I'll give it a
It's
shot.
really good.
Okay,
Used to
that's
play
it.
a
That's
lot
going to
with,
be one of our streams. That's it. It's decided. We're
Alright.
not promising anything, but
I played it a lot when it first came out with my brother-in-law because we game share and we did the online a lot, and it's fun. You guys will really, if you enjoy the single player, you're gonna love it. And there's lots of new missions they added. Some where you have to like defend a Wicker Man and
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of
use the
maps.
environment. Yeah, it's really good. It's a great game.
That's cool.
yes, nice. So, for me about the games that I ended up playing during this week, I wasn't able to play a ton of games actually, mostly because work and life and shit happens. But I was able to. But I did have some time to play some Sea of Thieves and Minecraft Dungeons. And after a playthrough that we did with me, Alucard, Ashen, Slayer on Minecraft Dungeons, where we were just playing on a really hard difficulty, the game just became really better than the last time that I played, because it is way more challenging with this Apocalypse plus 1, Apocalypse plus 2, 3, 4, 5 difficulty. It makes grinding sections way better than I was having during the base game when it was released. And with Sea of Thieves, actually, we played the adventure mode. We got a ton of gold till the moment where we were sunk. Was that? And we played the arena, and we had some little problems, didn't we, Ash?
Oh yeah, we absolutely were spanked all over the place. Honestly, it wasn't even the first game wasn't bad. We came like third without, and we didn't really know what we were doing. We just sort of jumped in, didn't really know what we were doing. But we went and played again, and then it just was like a massacre, and it just wasn't fun. People were literally griefing us all the way through this arena game, and they weren't even doing what you're supposed to do in arena. Like someone would get the chest, and instead of stopping them cashing it in and chasing that ship, they would just keep piling on us. And it was like, well, what's the point in this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. It seems like that people just decided to give up on the mode and just, okay, let me try to do all the shit that I always wanted to try out because I won't get reported for it, and the game is not going to change because they already announced that there's not going to be any new updates. So, tough luck.
Yeah,
Did you guys see the Sea of Thieves won a BAFTA this week?
for the like live updated game or something like that, wasn't it?
Best evolving game or
Evolving
something
game,
like that?
deserved, well deserved, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If we compare how the game and what the game is now, is pretty amazing how they made that work.
Yeah, I mean,
I played.
go on. Sorry.
Sorry, go on, Ash. Go
No,
on.
they've also announced that if you play this week for the next sort of week, you can also unlock a load of weapons and new skins and stuff, can't you? For some like vault hoarders.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not
The
100%
Gold
sure
Hoarders
what it's
Vault
about,
event.
but you can get extra weapons if you play and do certain things.
I was just going to say, like, the game when it launched, I played quite a bit with my friends, and it did get a bit, not enough to do. And now it's to the stage where if I try log on to the game, I'm overwhelmed with just the sheer amount of options and things and quests and storylines. And yeah, it's crazy how much it's gone for. Was it 3 years now? 3 years the game?
Something like that.
Yeah, they just
3
had their
years
third
just
anniversary
last week.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
And I think if you log in, you can still get the 3-year anniversary sales as well for a limited time.
I think this weekend is the last
Right,
weekend.
yeah, so it's worth just jumping in. You don't have to play. You can literally just load the game up and then jump out if you haven't got time. But
exactly.
it gets you some nice fancy sales for free, so don't complain at that.
There is as well a new Xbox Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate perks, right?
Yeah, that's that as well. If you've got Game Pass Ultimate, you also get another couple of freebies as well. So it just never stops. That's one thing I do like about Sea of Thieves. They really sort of invest in sort of the community side of it. So there's always perks, there's always Twitch drops, there's always something, and you don't have to pay for them. I mean, yes, they add paid items in and stuff like that, but you don't have to spend a lot of money if you don't want to. So I kind of like that. And what I did notice when we were playing in our stream, Slayer has one of the paid ship sets, but because he had that, we could all wear like fancy outfits that matched his ship. And I didn't know you could do that before, so I thought that was quite good. Like we get like crew outfits based on whoever's ship theme was active. So I thought that was quite cool. Just some extra. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, I saw some outfits that I was like, where'd these come from? Now I know why. Okay.
Sensei's thoughts said, did we watch the show yesterday? Yes, we'll be talking about it later in the show. Well, most of us have probably watched it or at least seen the bits that are of importance. So yeah, we'll be talking about the ID Twitch show once we get to that as part of the topics later. But yeah, I think has everyone said what they've been playing this week? Everyone, I don't want to miss anyone
I believe
out.
so, yeah.
So before we move on to the topics, and there's been a few this week because as I say, and as KY Bob said, the news ain't stopping anytime soon. It's like a train; it just keeps rolling in. Sorry, I'm laughing because he's just put that show was longer than the Snyder Cut. Yeah, he bloody was. I did a lot of skipping this morning, I must admit, when I was watching it. But as you can see on the screen, we are trying to get to 15 Prime subs on Twitch. So if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe by clicking either the little crown on the video or underneath where it says Prime Sub. You can do that for free once a month with your Amazon account, or you can just subscribe anyway as a Twitch Prime member. It helps support the channel, and you also get some cool emotes. And if we hit 15 Prime subscribers, we can get even more emotes. And I've already been working on these behind the scenes. My wife's been designing some, so we've got a like, subscribe, obey emote coming. We've got there's one on the screen when Fabio breaks up, which is the low Wi-Fi potato Wi-Fi. So it's like the red version where it's not working. and we're going to get some awesome stupid other ones as well made, but we can only have so many at once. So if we can hit 15 subscribers, it means we can then sort of expand on that and add even more stupid things for us to do in chat, basically. But yeah, do you want to move on to the topics now? And everyone's going,
Yeah, let's do
quiet
it.
on me.
Yeah, I think Fabio's had to shoot off, so I think it's over to you, Ash.
Oh, right. Well, I didn't even know he'd gone. So, right. First up, we have on this fantastic list, they've announced there's going to be another Resident Evil showcase coming relatively soon. I better get it up in front of me because I thought Fabio would have had it.
And this is because the big, tall, creepy lady wasn't creepy enough last time.
I thought the big, tall, creepy lady turned too many people on. That's probably why they've done it. I've never seen so many thirsty nerds on the internet and over a like 25 million foot
They
vampire
all got
woman.
milk fetishes.
Clearly, weird as out. But they're going to do
I
it.
didn't get the hype until I saw Alana Pierce cosplaying it, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah, I agree to that, but I was exactly the same. But yeah, so basically they did one in January. They've just announced, Capcom confirmed the other day, they're going to do one in April. And obviously Resident Evil has just celebrated its 25th anniversary, and they showed off all this year's special things, which didn't really appeal to me. What one all, like I say, the whole multiplayer shooter that had all the random people from all the franchise just looked terrible. But Resident Evil 8 Village looks pretty decent. But they haven't said what's going to be part of this. They haven't said exactly what the date is. I don't believe it's just going to happen in April. But Resi Village isn't out until May the 7th, so this will come just before then. So I'd expect it's going to be some kind of demo, maybe an extended trailer. Maybe they announce an Xbox and PC demo, because obviously the current demo is PS4 and PS5 exclusive at the moment, or it might just be PS5 exclusive at the moment. And they may talk about obviously the upcoming movies and the upcoming sort of Netflix TV series, and possibly even sort of Resident Evil 4 remakes and stuff like that. But what do you guys think? I mean, are you hoping they show anything?
As long as it doesn't change from what we've already seen, because I really like what they've already showed us.
See, I'm of the opposite. I don't think it, but I'm an old school Resident Evil player, and I haven't liked Resident Evil. They're good games, they're enjoyable to play, but it's not Resident Evil to me anymore. And this one with werewolves and giant ladies and stuff, it's not Resident Evil. It's a cool looking game, but I want my zombies. I want fixed cameras. I don't want this. But that's just me, obviously.
You didn't like 7?
No, I didn't like 7. I don't like the first person view. I played although I tell you what though, I played the demo for 7 on VR on the PS4, where you just sit there. Oh my god, I shit myself. There's some woman like comes up and like shanks you, and I was like,
Yeah.
It's like one of the first things I ever played on VR, and that got me interested in VR. But I like it as a game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. They're really good games. I just don't think they're Resident Evil. It's like it's lost the spirit of Resident Evil for me. I want to see like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, more like that. That's why I kind of like Revelations and stuff like that. I mean, they're not the best of games, but I miss the old school Resident Evil style, and I miss shuffling zombies and stuff like that. And I just give me that GameCube Resident Evil again. That's all I want. I'll be happy.
I hope they don't touch 4. 4 to me is my favorite Resident Evil, and they're talking about, they've remade number 1, number 2, number 3. Don't touch 4. Just skip it. Great the way it is.
4 is the best. I think 4 they absolutely nailed the formula, and then that's kind of inspired all the games afterwards. I haven't played 7 yet. I'm the same as Ash, where I'm not too sure on the whole move to first person, but I've got it on my list of ones to pick up at some point this year. But from what I've seen of number 8, the graphics look incredible.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
Big Vampire Lady is, getting people excited, so I might have to jump into it. We'll have to see.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It looks like such a good game. It just doesn't. I don't get the Resident Evil vibe from it. I don't know why. I mean, although I do think Resident Evil 8 looks more like Resident Evil than 7 because it's got the mansion vibe, and that sort of reminds me of sort of Resi 1 and Resi 4 sort of. With the like the castle in Resi 4.
Yeah.
Now, see, in 7, the house kind of gave me that vibe. Running around, hiding in the walls, and trying to not be seen by the occupants.
One day I'll give
I
it a
thought
proper go, definitely.
The problem
it
with
gave me
Resident
that people
Sorry.
under the stairs movie vibe. I was really impressed. I loved it.
The thing is, they want to make it so different because everybody wants something new and fresh, and sometimes that people don't like that. But to me, they basically ripped off like Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
It was just like that's what it felt like. It's like the crazy family and they're cannibals. It was just like, yeah, that's what it felt like. But it didn't feel like Resident Evil at all to me. But
it's still a good game, isn't it? Though it's just like it's lost that I'm an old. I just love this. Resident Evil 2 and 3 are some of my favorite games of all time. So it's hard. It was hard for me with the change. I've enjoyed 4, but I'd rather play like Code Veronica and 3 and 2 over the new Resident Evils. But
yeah, I'd like to see them maybe reboot or remake Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Yeah, it just gets overlooked, doesn't it? And like everyone's like, let's do 4. 4 doesn't need to be remade. 4's been ported to every console, phone, toaster, like microwave. Everything plays Resi 4. It's like Doom. It's on everything. Give the other ones a go.
I think it depends because Resident Evil 4 is beloved by a lot of people. So where they can make money, they will try to do anything. So simple as that. Like
Yeah.
if they decide to make another remake, another remaster for Resident Evil, just support it to new platforms, they will do it. It can be exactly the same game, but they will do it.
Yeah, that's just
remakes.
Capcom,
Remakes are hot right now. I mean, they're already remaking the Final Fantasy VII remake. So.
Yeah, they're updating it, aren't they, with extra content now that you can only get on the new version, which is really shit. The fact that even if there's not even like an update, like an upgradable version, is there? It's like a DLC for the original. You have to buy the new version.
It's like a couple of years old. They're like, oh, we're doing a remake of the remake. Enjoy this. I get what you mean about Final Fantasy. Resident Evil feeling different. I get the same thing with Ghost Recons.
Yeah.
So I quite like the later ones playing with friends in the open world. But I remember, the Advanced Warfighters and on the 360, and you had a mode where you could just spawn a map with X amount of enemies, and you have to tactically go through, take them out, make sure you were in cover. And I miss that game. They don't make that game anymore.
That's Rainbow Six Vegas 2 for me. That is I love the new Rainbow Six, but Rainbow Six Vegas 2 with Terrorist Hunt in co-op is fantastic, and they just don't play like that anymore. It's a shame, but everything's changing with the times and the technology, and people that want the old school stuff, they're just not as important and as big a base as they once were. But luckily, there's still backwards compat on some things to play.
I was actually pretty excited about Rainbow Six Patriots before it became what Rainbow Six Siege is now.
Haven't they changed the name of the new Rainbow Six because it was called what was it called? It was called Quarantine, and they thought Rainbow Six Quarantine. They went, can't call it Quarantine now, so they've renamed it to something else now.
How convenient.
We'll move on because obviously, we don't really know what they're going to bring at this Resident Evil show, but it'll give us something to talk about then. Amazon have announced they're expanding their sort of slow start into game development as they've announced the new first party studio is opening up called Amazon Games Montreal. Now, this is obviously going to be developing games for Amazon Luna as well as just for generic platforms. And they put up a quick post which said, Montreal's rich vein of creative talent will be a valuable asset as we continue building our development and publishing teams, said Christophe Hartman, VP of Amazon Games. The highly skilled and experienced team at our new Montreal studio shares our commitment for creating best-in-class online games and brings with them a wealth of knowledge and passion for building deep, community-focused multiplayer experiences. That sounds terrible. That just sounds like they're making service games.
Like, is this what I'm looking? Is this what I'm looking at? True, like the studio is led by a Rainbow Six Siege veteran.
Yes, but like I say, it's Amazon haven't had any success so far. I mean, they've released one game and then they stopped it and withdrew it, and it went back to pre-beta because it was that bad. And the other game they're working on hasn't launched because it's just disappeared off the face of the earth, and it's been coming soon, their MMO, for forever, and then it keeps getting delayed and delayed. And then they've got their Amazon are working with another company, so they're sort of co-developing a next-gen Lord of the Rings online multiplayer game, but nothing's been heard of that or seen of that bar the name, and it's coming soon. So I don't hold much hope for Amazon's games because the one they've already released was rubbish, and the MMO didn't look that exciting when I was watching the gameplay of it, unfortunately.
Well, at least they are doing I could say they are doing way better than a certain company.
Yeah, they've got the opposite way to Stadia, at least.
Because they are spending their first-party studios, while Stadia just decided to shut down everything, and that's it.
Yeah, but from that one quote, it just sounds like, you know, when people say, "Oh no, Game Pass is just going to be for multiplayer and filler games and service games," and people, this quote here makes you think, well, Amazon Luna is just going to be for online service-based filler games. That's what I worry about when as soon as they start saying, like multiplayer community focused experiences, that just sounds like service games.
But
I'm not sure
here's
if you guys saw. There was a recent report about Amazon games, excluding Luna and Switch, which obviously they spend money on maintaining this, their big focus. With the studios that you've talked about, that they've put out 2 games in total. One is we're waiting on, and one went back to pre-alpha because it was that bad. They're spending $500 million a year, and they haven't put a game out.
Yeah,
Jeez.
It's very odd, very, 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 very odd.
I wish I had that money.
Sounds like they got money to burn.
That must be a
they
great
really do.
job, isn't it? Just going to work and being like, paying for this, don't have to do anything, just pump it out, and then they're like, nope, withdraw it. I give them credit though. At least they withdrew it and said we're going to redo it and then re-release it properly over what people like EA did with Amazon, where they just left it to EA with Amazon, EA with Anthem, where they just pumped it out and then just left it out, still charging people, still ripping people off, still giving people a slither of hope they're going to get the game they thought they were paying for.
Right?
Yeah, and then just ripping it away last minute. At least they're not leaving it out there. They've took it back and said, right, we're going to work with the community closely and try and improve this. I mean, whether that makes it a good game or it dies the same way of Anthem, who knows? But at least they're not charging people for the benefit of nothing. Do you know what I mean? You're not getting ripped off while they just decide what they're doing. So I give them credit in that sense.
I just I want Amazon to succeed in making games because it's better, for competition. So
exactly.
I think it shows they're serious as well. Like, unless Phil Harrison turns up, I think they're in it for the long run.
But their competition is being really tough. Sony is the way that they've always been with their great games as well as their bigger popularity, and Microsoft with their infinite money, where they were able to buy 8 studios out of nothing. that was Bethesda.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I
I've said
mean,
before,
you need competition, right? So
the only other competition on the horizon's Tencent. They've patented a handheld console, which is basically
Yeah.
a portable PC, and they
Yeah,
own
and
the biggest
I read about that.
franchises.
Yeah.
I read, and they're making a big survival game, like zombie survival game. So they said it's going to be really different.
And they're also
Another
making a Minecraft clone as well, aren't they?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are they? What?
Yeah, they're making a game that is basically Minecraft, in like the what's it called? Is it voxel or something? The way it's like squares, but it's gonna be like, imagine Minecraft, but if it was smooth and it had like nicer graphics, but it was still squares. They're basically making that, but it's going to be a free to play version, a free to play game.
So it's
Uh,
mine. Okay, I get it.
But so
Minecraft.
basically, that's one of the big upcoming sort of Tencent like sleeper games that could be massive, because Minecraft in like China and sort of that side of the world is massive. It makes so much money. I mean, we don't think of it, but they probably make the most money over there. Minecraft is huge. So if Tencent want a bit of that sweet sort of money, they're gonna come and take it whether they like it or not.
It's like that. I don't know if you guys remember that kart races demo that came to Xbox. The game, for some reason, still hasn't appeared, but like the trial came out.
Oh yeah, they did
And
they did a big focus on that, didn't they? And then it just sort of disappeared.
Yeah, well, that's huge in Japan, Korea, and China, and it has over 40 million players, and it's
Jeez.
heavily monetized. So over there, that makes so much money, and then over here, it comes out as like a little trial, and we've never heard of it.
I think
Yeah,
we'll
that's
get
why
it
I'm not-
eventually.
So I'm not too excited about Tencent, like their news, because like they monetize the shit out of everything. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? But the Tencent thing is worth keeping an eye on in the future. It'd be really nice to see if someone can pull off such a cool handheld sort of computer device. I bet Microsoft is paying attention, at least in the wings, keeping an eye on that. I would be.
I imagine if it's a
Fair
handheld
enough.
PC, you'd be able to run Game Pass on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be anything. It could be like an Android streaming like handheld. It could be anything. It like I say, when it finally comes out, it could be totally different to what they patent. I mean, look at all like the Switch patents, where everyone thought it was going to be like one big glass screen with like thumbsticks in the middle, and you were going to be like touch, and then it didn't turn out like that, does it? So.
You had the PlayStation Banana patent recently as well.
Yeah, I don't know what
if you
that
guys.
was.
Yeah, it was meant to be. If you could use a banana as a controller with VR or something. It's bizarre.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
I saw that.
You can put the controls onto anything that's like living or something like that, like a vegetable or something, couldn't you? Sort of like organic.
What the heck?
Why not? Could you imagine all these people with the VR headsets that can't afford like a Move controller, but they've all got bananas and cucumbers and shit in their hands, dancing around the room?
That's strange.
You see, that's competition for you right there. Where Xbox says you can even play on your phone. PlayStation says you can even play on a banana. Simple as that.
Jeez.
I just
That's
noticed.
PlayStation X Cloud.
a friend comes to your house and tries to eat your banana. Wait, no, that's my controller. Don't touch
Yeah.
it. You can't eat that.
Don't
I
touch that.
would be embarrassed if I said that to someone. I'd be like, "What am I doing with my life?"
Imagine the guy goes to grocery shop and then he just decides to get a ton of bananas. Just these are secondary controllers
We're
for
gonna
party games.
start scalping bananas. You're gonna scalp them because they're short now. Jeez.
Having a huge party tonight. I need 8 bananas, one for each person that's coming over.
Take some friends. One friend you don't like, you always give him a grape to work with.
A big thanks to Crazy Pops24 for following the channel. Thank you.
Nice, thank
Thank you
Welcome.
so much.
Come listen, enjoy our rambles.
We never stay on topic.
No. We'll have to
Exactly.
change the name. It'll have to be like the Xbox Live Off Topic Podcast or something like that.
Off topic.
We'll
Fair
get
enough.
back on topic. They've
Alright.
they've started to make some changes to Xbox Live this week. One, they've started to obviously. I think we talked about this last week, but they're now no longer calling Xbox Live the service Xbox Live. It's now Xbox Network. So for the back end, for the sort of the servers and stuff, that's called Network. And now the subscription, which is obviously Gold, is going to be the Xbox Live side of it. So that's Xbox Live Gold and stuff like that. And then on top of that, they've started to roll out testing of the removing of the pay barriers for sort of free-to-play games, and also party chat, I believe. They're removing the the paid barrier, because you have to be a gold subscriber for party chat. They're going to be getting rid of that, but at the moment they're just sort of rolling out on the testing servers, from what I can gather.
Nice, but why?
Awesome.
Like, I really appreciate what they're like. Freaking about time they are finally testing to make multiplayer games free to play. But about this thing of the party chats and the voice chats, does this have anything with the Discord deal, something like that?
I don't know. It could link into that, but they've already announced that Xbox Live Gold wouldn't be required for free to play games going forward, because it's not required on other consoles. You don't need it on Switch or PS4, and you don't pay for your online to play games on PC. So if you're only playing Fortnite or Warzone, currently you were paying sort of like £100 a year just to play it online on Xbox, whereas you could play it for free on other consoles. So that brings them into line with the other consoles. And also the PlayStation 5 doesn't have party chat locked behind a paywall either, which I didn't even realise. I just assumed it was part of like your PlayStation Plus, but it isn't. You can use party chat without having a subscription. So there's a good chance that they're going to be bringing that barrier down, just so they're in line with everyone else. Like if Sony aren't charging nowadays, especially with social media and the sort of fake outrage people are putting online, it's good to all be on the same playing field. If they can say, well, we're not charging for that, they are, but hey, we're not charging for cloud saves. PlayStation is. Do you know what I mean? It makes Microsoft look better as well overall.
Yeah, for sure.
See, one of the dumbest things was, and that's why I'm glad that they did this, is because, before this change, they, if you were like, let's say if I'm playing Xbox and I have a couple of friends who are on PC, and I'm in an Xbox party, they can join without having Xbox Live because they're on PC and they're using the app.
That's
But
that's fucked up.
Yeah, and then anyone who's on Xbox though, like, nope, sorry, you can't join without having Xbox Live code.
Tough luck. Simple as that. Really nice. I think it's great, especially about the thing about free games to be truly free to play games, because imagine you are going to enter to the next gen and you decide to buy the Series S, which is the most affordable console. And I want to get to the next gen, have all the next gen features, but in a cheaper way. Without this change on Live Gold, people will have to spend more than they would expect to buy. In my opinion, they will have to spend the money not only on the console, in a game that is free. So
right, the
that's
potato
really
Wi-Fi
great
pictures coming out.
that they decided to do that. Yeah, that's it.
What did you
Nice.
say? Sorry, you sort of cut off there, so you might want to just repeat that last bit.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on, but that's a nice moment to use the emotes, isn't it?
Yeah, flying through the chat.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It happens. It happens. But what I meant was it's good because people that decides to go with the Series S because it's the most affordable way to play the games don't have to worry about to pay more just to play free to play games. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's just great to know.
Hello. Hello, your
Hello.
phone's ringing.
I'm
Please,
so sorry.
please answer the
That-
phone.
That's professional. That's professional out of me.
Is it my turn?
What do you mean? Is it your turn? You can talk that then.
No, yeah, definitely. I agree. The Xbox Live Gold, like to play free games, you shouldn't have to pay for that service, and it makes Xbox Series S even more of a better deal. People who are on a budget and everything, they can play those free to play games as much as they want. Because some people, can't afford maybe even Game Pass, right now. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely a great thing, and they had to do it. Like everybody else has it. You don't have to pay for services for free to play games. So, this is competition once again coming through. And
So we've got to be grateful for that, haven't we?
Has it already been like fully on?
No,
it's
it's in
beta
testing at the
testing,
moment.
Yeah.
It's right now. It's only for insiders, for what we heard of.
Which baffles me
And,
because most of the insiders won't be on free to. They'll be paying for gold, surely.
Yeah.
Which baffles me, but hey, maybe they've got
Well,
some
that's
free
life for you.
insiders, but
let me give you a little insight from KY Bob, because KY always likes to look under the covers and see what's really going on. So you'll be able to party
KY
chat
man.
You'll be able to party chat for free, right?
yep,
What other
Yeah.
servers can you talk for free in?
PlayStation,
Discord.
Discord, yeah.
Skype. Are you saying that Skype is going to get into Xbox? No, just kidding.
Well, there's been a lot of Discord talk this week, which we'll be getting onto shortly, which is really interesting. I mean, especially some of the stuff that was announced earlier in the week, and then just before the end of the week, there was some more sort of like insider stuff leaked. It was very interesting, so I'm looking forward to getting into that in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We'll jump on to the
Nice.
next topic. Keep it moving so we don't keep everyone here for about 7 hours like last week.
Please.
Let the Gino talk about this.
Yeah,
one.
this one you showed us it, so you can have the honor of explaining it.
So, Metacritic scores, which are possibly, if you live on Twitter, the be-all and end-all of how you should rate a game, and if you play anything below 90 is trash. They've just done their 2020 report of the best developers, and there's a 1% difference between Sony and Microsoft first-party games, which just shows the difference that they claim they only play bangers isn't really there. But also, surprisingly to me, Sega was top. Which I know they've done Yakuza and Persona, but it's just baffled me. And then the people who I had to Google who the people who came second was, which sounds bad. And it turned out I'd recently finished a couple of their games and I was playing one at the time as well. So
I'm going to put that on screen for people now. You can actually see the list.
Yeah, so I can't remember the name of the people who came second, and I was playing their game at the time.
It is
Anna. I can see it on the screen now. Annapurna Interactive. Let's go with that. So they made What Remains of Edith Finch, or they were the publisher for that. They're doing 12 Minutes and a few other games that are coming out that look really exciting. And Nintendo was a lot lower than I thought as well. That's what surprised me about this list.
That's shocking.
I would have figured they'd be top.
No,
Like,
I'm sure.
Sega being top is kind of surprising, like you said.
I'm still shocked about the fact that you mean that the master Sony with their 90+ score bangers doesn't have that much of a bigger difference with Microsoft.
Yeah.
What?
Where's Epic? Shouldn't they be in the top 10 with 4?
Yeah.
No, because this is Metascore. Fortnite isn't scored highly as such, but it's got a massive
Hmm.
player base. Like, this is what I was saying. I had a discussion with somebody the other day. Like, with Nintendo, they're lower because they do pump out some crap. Like, they'll pump out bad Mario Party games and stuff like that, but they still sell stupidly well. So when people look at Nintendo, they could literally roll a turd in glitter and stick a 60 quid price tag on it and stick a little Link hat on it or a Mario mustache on it and say it's a new Mario game, and it will literally sell out. But like, look at the Mario collection. It's a terrible, terrible, overpriced bundle of 3 games, which the games are good, but it's overpriced, and they're basically forcing you to buy it before the end of this month because they're going to literally remove it from sale. But the score
that's
isn't
awful.
the score isn't stupidly high because it's a lazy port, but they still make a ton of money and they're still outselling everyone hand over fist. But that's probably why Nintendo's lower. But you just don't think about it. And you don't realize how close it is. I wouldn't have thought Sony and Microsoft were so close overall, but I'm quite surprised by that, and especially with Sega on top. But then Sega have been putting out some decent stuff. So
That just goes to show you that scores don't matter.
yeah, where's Ubisoft? I'd have thought Ubisoft would have been up there, especially with all their releases last year. So
I'm actually as well surprised with Capcom in third place, because Capcom during like what 2 decades were fucking up shit pretty good. But since that, with Resident Evil and other stuff, they've been returning to the top. Nice to see that. But yeah, here's my big question: who the fuck cares about Metacritic scores?
no one who's
No one.
smart.
Like for everyone that is watching this and seeing this screen, if one of these companies right now, if your favorite company is not at the top, will that change your opinion? Will that make your favorite company to not be your favorite anymore? Will that change anything about the way you play your games?
Not at all.
Nope.
Yes.
So
Like
here's the thing.
for me personally, I don't really like care about reviews. You know, if a game looks interesting to me, I'll try it out. You know, and I've played all kinds of different games. You know, throughout my gaming life. Like, I think I talked about this before. Like, I played Risen on the 360, and that game was like, I think, a 4 out of 10. You know, when it came out, it was reviewed by everybody, and I enjoyed it. It was shoddy. It was, you could definitely tell it was low budget, but it was, it was an RPG that was actually decent in my opinion, and I enjoyed it. So like, I never go by reviews. I look at the game, I check out the description, like, see what it's about, the setting and stuff like that, and then try it out for myself. If I really don't like it, then fine. But most of the time, I'm like, I give it a good college try, like an hour or two, to see if it interests me, and then.
Yeah.
And this is why, and this is one of the things that I love about Game Pass, because with Game Pass you don't need to rely on scores. You can just play it and make your decision and your opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Simple as that.
mean, I have got the biggest example. I'm playing State of Decay 2, and I think the Metacritic's like 59. Okay. And I have almost 500 hours in that game. So there you go. That's
I play in Love Crackdown 3 and the user score is like 3.9. Something like that, 4.9. Something, it's really low.
yeah.
The same people you see using Metacritic to downplay games will also talk about games that rate lowly. Like, lowly? That's a new word, I'll go with that. So, for example, like, everyone online seems to love Alpha Protocol. I don't know if you guys remember that game from, it was Obsidian and Sega, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember that.
And
That's 360.
that rates 63 on Metacritic, but everyone's asking for a reboot or a remake.
Yeah.
And it was a great game. I played that and I enjoyed it. Same with Second Son Infinite, is it? Everyone raves about that, but I don't think that was like 70s or 80s. But Metacritic's, personally, I think you need to find someone who reviews games on YouTube or something that has a similar score to you over a couple of games, and then kind of use them going forward.
Hmm.
Or, like Slayer said, just ignore it completely and just go with what you like the look of, which is pretty much how I do, especially with Game Pass. And I'll try it, and if it's not for you, you've not wasted any money. Just move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do miss demos. That's what I used to love demos. I would literally download every demo for every game I wanted and play it and test it, and if you could get a good feel for it then. But over the years, that's slowly been phased out. They don't do the discs in the magazines. The demos that are on Xbox Live, some of them come out after the games come out, which I don't think is much use.
Yeah.
That's clearly because they don't have any faith in the game. But at least with Game Pass games, you can play them, and if they're not good, you've not lost out. But I'd love to see xCloud be linked in with demos in the future. So if I wanted to play a demo, I can just cloud it, so I don't have to waste all my time downloading it and stuff, and I can have a quick play, and then I can decide. Because even if you even look at the Xbox Store reviews as well, they're either 5-star or 1-star. There is no in between hardly. People
That's
will
true.
either give it something a good review or a bad review, and 90% of the time I found when someone tells me something's the best game they've ever played, I don't enjoy it. Or someone says, "Oh, that's terrible," and I'll play it for hours and I'll just think it's absolutely enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? It's just so weird, and there's no point believing what one person writes or says in a video or on a website or anything like that, because one, they're not you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
if you're the kind of person that will only buy something because someone's giving it an imaginary number, like, then there's nothing we can do for you there, unfortunately.
Not forget about Metacritic going when Death Stranding was getting bombed by user reviews. Metacritic actually deleted negative reviews.
Yeah.
They brought the
Yeah.
score back up a couple points.
That happened with The Last of Us Part 2 as well, right?
Yep, it happened with that one too.
And I think maybe, I don't know, I think this is just a rumor, that Ghost of Tsushima as well had this.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
I don't know, I can confirm about that, but I am mostly certain about Death Stranding and The Last of Us Part 2. But about this thing that you mentioned from the Xbox Store, the reviews and scores that people put, that they're, as you notice, I am from Brazil, right? Not just from my accent, but from my internet as well, as you can clearly notice. And I am just impressed with how stupid people can be when scoring a game. Like, people put like 1 star, and why is that? It doesn't have Portuguese subtitles.
I hate those people. I agree with you, but I hate it when they do it the other way and they're like, "Best game ever, 5 out of 5," but it kept crashing and kicking me out or something, or it's glitchy, but it's still perfect score, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Or they just say great. Oh, okay, cool. That's thanks. That's very informative.
Steam has the best reviews. Steam reviews are the most reliable because, one, they tell you exactly how long someone's played it, if they've got it for
Mhm.
free, and even then they don't give you a score. It's a positive or a negative, and I like how it's like, this is either neutral, very positive, not negative, very positive. Like, it's a lot more. What's the word I'm thinking of? Rounded overall. And I've used Steam. I'd normally jump on
And
Steam
fair?
for based on if I want to play something on a console. If I'm that bothered, I have looked at odd reviews of games, but I'll check the Steam reviews as well because they're normally the most reliable overall for to sort of gauge interest without it being like a Metacritic dick slap or like stupid websites, because it's either an Xbox website, a PlayStation website, a Nintendo website. Then they're always going to be biased, or there'll be some sort of like over here, you like the newspapers, like the Metro and stuff like that, and the Guardian will do reviews. They are by far the worst reviews I've ever read. It's like they don't even play games or know what a video game is. and they'll complain about the strangest of things just to clickbait, basically. So I do wish more companies would spend a bit more time on the stores to make them have better review systems in place. Because like if Steam could do it, I mean Epic can't even bother putting reviews in. So Sensei says IGN don't play games. That's it. They only play what they're paid to play. That's what it is.
Well, another big flaw with outlets that do a lot of reviews is they'll have some people they'll be playing a game and doing a review of it, and that's not even the type of game they like.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah.
Too much water.
They've got no honest opinion to go off of because, okay, like if they're reviewing an RTS game, a real-time strategy game,
Too much work.
and they don't like real-time strategy games, well, yeah. They don't know what's good, what's bad in an RTS. They don't know. And that just gets on my nerves. At least, like, if you want to know because people that want to buy a Halo game are people that like Halo. So you can at least have somebody who likes Halo review the damn thing.
Yeah,
it just makes too much sense.
But like this is one thing. That's why I don't think that's necessarily the most important thing to do, but I consider the gamer tag and the PlayStation ID important when to show in a review, because at least you will know if the guy actually finished the game. The least thing you can do, the only thing you need to do, the first thing you need to do to actually review a game, in my opinion, is to first finish it. And I don't know why there are a ton of reviewers that already make a full review with a score, and the guy hasn't finished the game. Like it happened with Battletoads. There was one guy on Metacritic that it was critic scores on Metacritic, and he said that he was not going to finish the game because he didn't like the start, but he will still give the fucking score. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Especially when it's a game that is going to depend on its longevity and you don't know what the end game is like. Get out of here.
Exactly. There was one reviewer, I think from IGN, that reviewed Cuphead, but she or he, I don't know who was it, haven't even finished the first island.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the tutorial. He couldn't
In
do
their
it.
defense,
Too
Cuphead
hard.
is a very hard game.
They got the same guy to review Doom Eternal, and he did not like that. And then you watch his gameplay of it, and he is garbage.
Yeah, I saw that. It was Doom 2016, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things I put in the chat then, joking around, was too much water. That was an actual criticism from IGN of
Are you serious?
Pokemon
One of the
games.
Pokemon games, yeah, too much water.
Yeah, they gave it like a 7 or an 8, so it wasn't a 6. But when it came up, IGN, they do good cons. The con they gave it was too much water and marked it down. Like it's
Wait, for which game?
One of the
was
Pokemon ones
Pokemon
on Switch.
Mega or
Oh
Sapphire.
my
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Too much
Two
water.
acts.
I thought you
Two
were
acts
joking.
for a game.
No, not a joke. That was an actual review they did. Marked it down too much water.
Didn't IGN review don't they just review everything now?
Multiple
Because
outlets.
they do demos and alpha games and not actually release finished products. That's the IGN way, isn't it? To review stuff
Grounded.
that isn't
They slated
actually. Yeah, grounded. This
That's
doesn't feel like a
fucked
finished
up.
game. No shit, it's not.
It says God damn it, above the title, game preview.
Yeah.
God damn it, this seems like a game preview. Oh shit.
No, it's crazy. I think you can see, like you said about Steam as well. Steam this week has showed they're not infallible with Nia. Autonoma is getting review bombed because the Game Pass version on PC runs better.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's stupid, isn't it?
It Takes Two, which has come out this week to universal reviews, and is scoring higher on PS5 than Series X by like 1 or 2 points on Metacritic. And the reason being is all the PlayStation focused review sites are giving it hundreds. It's just
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Basically, ignore Metacritic. That's my message to people.
Yeah, that's the Xbox Live Party podcast message to you. Ignore Metacritic for life. Simple as that.
For good.
Just play games. See if you like it. If you don't like it, fair play. But
Yes, actually.
I just don't get why you would actively hate something because someone told you to without actually having any sort of actual experience of it. It's just weird.
You know,
It's strange.
and like good feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we sent the message pretty well. Simple as that. We just sent it pretty well. That's it. I think we can move forward.
Yep.
I just want to add one more thing. I also want to just say about Steam reviews. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen some really, really entertaining. I've read some really, really entertaining reviews on there. Some
Mm.
great ones.
But now you
like,
can.
Like what?
With that though, quickly, you can. They're now tagging the reviews, aren't they? So if it's funny, you can literally mark it as a funny review, so
Oh, really?
it doesn't squiff out the results as much. Yeah, you can sort of do humor. You can. Some of them are marked as humorous and sort of like I don't know what they all are, but there's like trollish and stuff like that. Like you can sort of review a review basically. You can tag them with what they actually are.
Yeah, but I don't actually mean like for me personally. I haven't read it like any ones that are like funny, like to like shit on the game, but it was more like to just like a good experience. Like I don't remember what game it was. I think it was Valheim, and it was just like this. It was a really positive score, and the guy was just like, got onto the island, got killed by a troll, came back to life, tried it all again, got killed by a troll again. we'll 10 out of 10 we'll play again.
Yeah. Especially the survival, like open world survival ones, have the best reviews. They're really funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
My
Nice.
favourite is still, before we move on, that company who got banned from Steam for calling their game mostly positive.
No, the company was called Mostly Positive, so it came above where the review section was.
Yeah, amazing.
That's funny.
That's good.
They shouldn't have got banned. It's too funny.
Exactly.
Oh man.
So should we move? Should we go to the next topic?
I suppose we should, yeah.
What do you mean? You suppose we should? We do have a schedule, right? So here is what happened. We have a new stuff coming from Square Enix related to Game Pass, it seems. And in the Xbox News Twitter page, they made a post saying, after Octopath Traveler, 6 or more Square Enix games will be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Reportedly, this is already confirmed between Microsoft and Square Enix, and an official announcement, it's only a matter of time. So, we will have Final Fantasy 16.
I doubt it,
Well,
but
you
I hope
just
so.
went for the
I
goat
doubt
there,
it as
didn't
well. Sorry, what?
you? So you just went for the goat there, didn't you?
Yep. Maybe. But what do you think, guys?
Fabio confirms Final Fantasy 16 coming to Xbox.
Right.
Save it.
Social media now, folks.
Yes. That's it. If it doesn't come out of Game Pass, blame on me. That's it.
I
Final
think
Fantasy
I
VII
know.
Remake.
Yeah,
No,
Final
but,
Fantasy
but
remake.
yeah, I'm certain that Final Fantasy VII is going to be one of them.
Trying to
But
think what else.
Well, Outriders may be one of them. Did they say
would
Outriders?
they?
They did.
I don't think
Would
it
they?
would be though, because like they already confirmed that, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think it would be counted in that number.
that would be really fucked up. Like Octopath Traveler and 6 more, but one of them you already know because we already told you. God damn it.
I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I can't really speculate on this too much because I'm not, I don't like. I would have to see their full catalog. Like I don't even know if it's like old games or if it's new games coming out. Because they doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be new games, right? It could be whatever they already have on Xbox. It's just not part of Game Pass yet. But
yeah,
I think we
it
can
just
all
says
agree.
6 more coming, basically.
Yeah,
Well,
I think we can all agree that it's just more games on Game Pass, which is awesome. So
I mean, Avengers. I can see
Oh,
that.
God.
Maybe Avengers on Game Pass. That would
I
be nice.
would like to see the Dragon Quest Heroes games that are on PC and PlayStation 4 because they're really fun, and they're some of the PS4 games that I've missed being able to play. And I played both of them, 1 and 2, to completion on PlayStation 4, and they were super fun. So I'd love to see them come. Now they've finally put Dragon Quest 11, isn't it, the newest one, on. I'd love to see them bring the Heroes games over. Hell, I'd love to see them bring in. If they're not going to give us Final Fantasy 16, give us an English port of the Dragon Quest MMO. Make it happen, Phil. I'll be happy with that. I wouldn't care. I just like to see more of those games that we've never had on Xbox, even if they're just re-releases of older games, like say PS4 games. For me, that would be more than enough because they're on Game Pass. It's finally coming to the Xbox sort of ecosystem, and I'd be interested in just replaying them basically. But I don't really
Nice.
know what Square have got on the slate coming up. To be fair,
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just do it. Where is our do it emote?
oh,
God
wait,
damn it.
it's impending, unfortunately.
What?
I redid the emotes. I've added a few new ones, but Twitch have got they have to approve them, and as it stands, they haven't approved them after about 6 hours. So curses
They
to
approved
Twitch.
the potato Wi-Fi, but not the do it emote?
No, the
What?
potato Wi-Fi is the same one. I've uploaded a new potato Wi-Fi emote and a few others, but they've not been approved yet. So this makes me very sad.
You can't even put them up on screen.
I may have them on screen. I can put the new potato Wi-Fi on screen. I'll see what the others are if I've got them on this computer. Just bear with me. But keep talking, don't worry.
All of our, the funniest part is that all of our emotes are going to be only potato Wi-Fi in different
color.
different ways and colors. Simple as that.
What's Einhander? Einhander? Square Enix game?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was a game. Never heard of it.
No, it's a Square Soft game. It's not a Square Enix game. Somebody messaged me on Twitter saying that they wanted that one from Square Enix, and it didn't ring a bell. And it's a Sony only title, but it's Square Soft, not Square Enix.
What about like the original Final Fantasy, like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, something like that? I'd play them.
Okay, interesting.
What was the other one that came out that was big at the same time Final Fantasy was? And it
Fantasy
even looked,
Star.
yes,
Fantasy
Star.
but-
That's Sega though.
Yeah. And for what I remember, that is free to play, right?
Oh, Fantasy
Fantasy
Star is on
Star.
Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Fantasy Star. You can get Fantasy Star like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I think, on Xbox already.
Really nice. Fair enough. So, any games from Square Enix that call your attention that you would like to see on Game Pass? It's just cause from Square Enix.
Yeah.
The older Tomb Raider games, all of them.
The
way older.
Like I want
older
Tomb Raider
Tomb
1,
Raider
2,
games,
and
man.
3. I want all the PS2 ones. I want that. What is it? The Tomb Raider and the last something or other, where it's like a funeral or something like that, and then it's like recapping things. If I remember correctly, it has been a really long time since I've played them. So Legacy of Kain. How about Soul Reaver?
Yes.
I mean,
Nice.
there's so much they've sat on right now. bring us the rest of the Kingdom Heart games. I don't know if some of the ones that never came out on console, like the handheld ones and stuff like that, they could port them. I mean, Rockstar ported all the handheld PSP games, didn't they, of Grand Theft Auto over to console, so it's something that could be done.
Nice.
I'm trying to think. It's really hard to think when you're trying to think what Square Enix actually have pumped out over these last few years. I just can't remember. Did Square Enix do Kane and Lynch?
I'm looking at Wikipedia right now on like the full list. I can share it with you guys.
Like the only things that come to my mind when you talk about Square Enix are Avengers, Tomb Raider, Just Cause, and Final Fantasy.
Didn't they? I'm trying to think what else. I mean, there's a lot of games, but some of these I've never played or never even heard of before. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
there's some
I'm with you there.
Nintendo exclusives that they've made.
But
Maybe
like,
some Premier games.
but like, do you guys think that they would really try to put these totally exclusive games from Nintendo or that are only available on PlayStation, and let's make a port for the Xbox? What do you guys think
Yeah.
that this is a possibility?
Yeah, because I think Microsoft
They
are
already
paying
have.
for these ports. I think that's the only reason. I think Phil's dug deep and he started to pay for some of them because I think that's the only way Square are ever going to do it. That's what they said about Final Fantasy. Like, oh, we haven't
Yeah.
got the resources to do that. What a load of what a crock of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
remake now, remake.
Octopath Traveler was a Nintendo Switch exclusive, so
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Also,
enough. Fair enough.
while we're talking about Square Enix, I'm going to chuck out. I got given those codes for the Lara Croft games the other day, and I've already got them. So I'm going to stick it on screen now. And if you want it, redeem it while you can. There you go. You get Lara Croft bundle, which is Tomb Raider and the Temple of Osiris, and Tomb Raider: The Guardian of Light. So if anyone wants it, Steam code's there, right there in the middle of the screen for you.
Nice.
Thank you for 300
Just,
subscribers on Twitter. There you go.
Twitter. Exactly.
Kingdom Hearts, is that a possibility?
Most
It's
of them
already
are
there.
out though. Like all the
It's already
mainline ones
there.
are out. Although
All of them are already there?
I'd like to see the new Rhythm
No.
game put on Game Pass because I want to play that, but I don't want to pay 40
yeah,
quid for it.
60
I played the
bucks, pretty
demo
good.
of it and it was quite fun for a Rhythm game. So
Yeah, I don't know if the Kingdom Hearts collection has the mobile ones, the Nintendo DS or whatever the one
I
that
don't
came
think
out.
it does.
But yeah, but it does have like it has like 1.5, 1 and 2, and 2.5.
Yeah. I don't know. There's that many Kingdom Hearts games, and it confuses me.
I think you're not alone.
Exactly. I think it's funny even when we have a nice and positive topic about Square Enix, there's no way for us to not criticize them for something.
yeah, it does take them forever to make their games, though. I was told. Seems like.
I think
Exactly.
the mobile ones were Dream Drop Distance, 358 by 2 days, Birth by Sleep, and Chain of Memories. And then I think Recoded as well. Recoded.
Nice.
Those are not part of
No.
the.
I think
Yeah.
Rechain. I
Enix.
thought Rechain was added on one of them, or is it just the video? I know they put like the videos in the new releases. They just sort of cut out all the gameplay and just gave you like cutscenes, which I found odd. But hey, but let's move on because we could be here all day with Square
Before
Enix
you,
talking.
Before you go
Go
on, I did notice that Square Enix does hold the publishing rights for Tomb Raider, Hitman, Deus Ex, Thief, and Legacy of Kain.
Yep, they should do all of those games. All of them are good. Just re-release all the classics. I would be happy if they just re-released them in just up-resed scale.
Like a remaster or
No,
a remake?
I will be happy with just a bog standard like they've done with Stubbs, where they've put it on new consoles, and all it is it's got achievements and it runs at 4K. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be out else for
Fair
me.
enough.
I'd rather have a remaster, but I'd like to play Soul Reaver again. I'd like to play all the original Tomb Raiders again. I want to lock that bloody butler in the freezer in Tomb Raider 3 and shoot him, and then run away.
Fair enough.
You all know that's all you
Okay.
did on Tomb Raider 3 was run around that house and lock the butler in, and then got on the quad bike and drove around. That was Tomb Raider 3. That's the whole game.
That's hilarious. I've never played
How
that
to
one.
sum up the
Oh man.
how to sum up the whole experience?
It's
Just
fantastic. I spent more time on the Lara's house than I did on the actual game, I think. But we're going to move on to some terrible sad news.
Terrorize the butler and drive around. That's
Yeah,
funny.
basically, you open the freezer door and you stand in the freezer and he follows you in, and then you jump over his head and shut it behind him, and then he's stuck there forever.
Oh, so he doesn't die?
exactly.
He disappears eventually. He just
Oh, okay.
disappears, like
Okay.
he freezes and his spirit goes, or something like that. But I'm getting off track, and Fabio, you can hear his like
Yeah.
vein
Yeah,
throbbing in
can
his
I go?
head.
Sorry.
Can I lead that?
So
Let's go.
the bad news is Back for Blood has been pushed back now to October 12th, 2021.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah. So, Total Rock Studios decided to make a post saying, Total Rock Studios is working hard to make Back 4 Blood the best game it can possibly be at launch, and the team needs more time to do this. Therefore, we will release Back 4 Blood on October 12, 2021. We thank our community for its continued support and are excited to share that there will be an open beta this summer. So, the bad thing is that it's going to be delayed. The good thing is that at least it's still going to be released this year.
I'm so disappointed. It's like one of my most anticipated games this year. That game, I am gutted. I love Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
We
So
gotta play through that together when it comes
yeah,
out. Stream.
at least there's a
For
beta
sure.
we can play.
I had so many good
This is going
times
to be
with
out
Left 4 Dead. I was ready for that.
Yeah,
This is going to be a day one buy for me.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
Absolutely.
I hope it's better than like World War Z.
Oh, it will be. This is made by the people that
Oh,
made
yeah.
the original Left 4 Dead 1. And basically, they're just making it Left 4 Dead, but with a different name, from everything I can tell. Because Valve own the rights for Left 4 Dead and have decided to shit on it and not do anything with it for years, even though it's
They do
fantastic.
everything. Pretty much all the right.
Let's just hope that they don't fucked up this by adding a ton of DLCs, because the last Total Rock Studios game that I played was Evolve, and I loved the gameplay from that game, but the microtransactions were so fucked up that, man, please don't do this with this game, specifically with this game.
Yeah, I think they had like over 50
Just
like character outfits, different characters. It was crazy.
imagine that, like, you get a cosmetic skin for $2, but the skin is the same weapon but in color blue. So you are paying $2 for fucking blue. Simple as that. Now I just became Angry Joe. That's it.
That's just cheap for blue though. Some games charge 100.
Damn.
There's that game that charges £100 for that dragon skin armor on the gun.
Oh, Valorant?
That's the one. Yeah. And that doesn't
Yeah.
animations, so you got to pay
Moses.
extra for it to have animations.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Riot does yeah. They
Against me, right, babies? Am I right?
they monetize a lot.
Damn.
I mean, I actually. So this is just like a little off topic, but like they have. So like I don't know who here. I don't think any of you play League of Legends, but they have like.
I do play.
Oh, you do? Okay, so they have a support page where you can find out if you log in how much you spent on skins and stuff. Oh man. My friends and I tried it out, and we each looked, and I think I had over like $2,000, and I was like, man, that's
Oh,
wow.
insane.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I
That's
played the game for about 8 years now, so it's not that bad, but still,
Yeah.
2 grand in 8 years is.
That game's been
I-
out for 8 years. Wow.
Well, it's been out longer than
I
that.
think
I
more,
haven't played
longer
it
than
since
that.
Yeah,
I think it's like 12 years or something like
it
that.
came out when I was like in high school, so but I
Damn.
did play it when I.
That was a long
Well,
time ago,
I've
man.
been married. I've been with my wife for 13 years now, and I'm sure it's been out as long as that. Because I used to
Yeah,
have
it's been
it.
like
I used to
12
have a LAN center, and that was one of the main games people used to play when it first came out.
Yeah, 12 or 13 years, I think it's been.
Holy Moses.
It just doesn't feel like it, does it? It just feels like it's been here for ages. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's new.
Yeah.
And think about like was it Cyberpunk? It was in development for 8 years.
Came out in 2009.
No. Cyberpunk, I
Oh.
think it was developed for 12 years, actually.
Was it? Oh my God.
Shows, man. Polished gem.
I don't know. I don't get it. I'm so confused by game development, man. Like
That's
It's so-
next gen for you. The next gen in the games is now Cyberpunk.
I
Just
well,
works.
yeah, there's some games that should have been this next gen. They should have done cross gen in some of these games, like Cyberpunk. Like the game wasn't ready for that, and that's
Oh
why
yeah,
it's
and
all
they knew
messed
that.
up.
Yeah, they knew that.
They knew it and they lied, and
Yeah.
but you know,
Exactly.
that's a whole other topic. I would get into it, but we'll be here for 10 hours.
Yeah. So should we go into the next topic then?
Yeah.
I just want to say quickly on Back for Blood. I mean, that game, like you said, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were incredible games. It's disappointing it's been delayed, but on Xbox at least, we have Second Extinction and
Yes.
the new Warhammer game, which are a bit similar in terms of squad-based fighting hordes,
Yeah.
which is over. So
What is the current release date for Second Extension?
April 28th,
Ooh.
unless it gets delayed. Everything's delayed. So
Of course. Don't be surprised.
I think we need like a Greta emoji just saying "How dare you" every time a game's delayed.
We'll put it on the list.
Again?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man. Like you gotta wait, but the world doesn't like that, though.
I mean, as long as the game is better, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a lot of games to play. At least I don't think I speak for myself there.
Yeah, we've all got a backlog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was displaying on Twitter today. Oh, that looks cool. I'll download that. Oh, that looks cool. Hey, I heard about that one. I'll download that too. All of a sudden, it says you don't have sufficient storage space to download this title.
Oh man,
Oh,
I've never had that. I haven't had that problem yet, but I'm sure I'll get there. Actually.
yep. I know, and what's weird is, well, it's not really weird. It's more funny than anything. Is that some of the games when you finish them, you won't want to delete them
No,
to
exactly.
make space for others.
That's true. Yeah.
There's some games I haven't played for probably a good 4 or 5 months, and they're still on there just in case.
I've got some from like a year and a half ago like that.
Well, since I've gone to the Series X, I've got rid of all external storage just so I don't build up a catalog like I did on the Xbox One. And even with that, there's some games I've completed and not touched since they come out, and I won't delete. So I'm just having to manage all the other games around them.
I got
Wow,
so
you're
many
forcing
games.
yourself.
I got so many games on my console. I had to turn automatic updates off so that I could see which updates were available, so that I could update the one, make sure the one I wanted to play, the reason I turned the console on, got updated first.
Damn.
Yeah, I would go to search. I would go look for updates, and it's nothing out of the ordinary for me to see 10, 12 updates every couple days pop up when I search for updates.
I
same
love.
here.
I get excited when I see updates for games. I'm like, oh, what's new now? You know, like.
It's just a bug fix patch.
Yeah, most of the time it's
Simple
not-
as that.
That's like, yeah, that you'll notice.
I get excited whenever I see Shotgun Farmers has an update. It's like such an obscure game, but it's so much fun. And they've recently added a new gun called the AK-47, which is just fantastic.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to think that I should buy this one.
What?
Shotgun Farmers. It
Oh,
caught
yeah.
my attention. It caught my attention, and for
Right.
what I saw, it is on sale right now, right?
Yeah, it's just come out on PlayStation, so they're offering it on sale on Xbox to get people back on. It's
Nice.
for those who've never played it, your starting gun is a shotgun that's basically a sweet corn. And then when you shoot, if you miss somebody, the corn hits the floor and grows new sweet corns that you can then harvest to get more shotguns. It's yeah, and then you
Game
pick
of
up
the year.
the rocket launcher.
Game of the year. That's it.
You pick up a carrot over your shoulder and you shoot it, and whatever that blows up, another carrot will grow. And it's amazing. It's fantastic. And it's a horde mode, so you're intentionally between rounds shooting the floor to spawn more ammo ready for the next horde. It's great.
Does it have online co-op?
It's multiplayer only, so it's got online like capture the flag. You capture a pig and you have to ride it back to your pen. Yeah, you got one. You got to, instead of capture the skulls, capture a chicken. It makes you move slow, but if you jump off things, it flaps its wings and you slowly float. It's great. It's got like all the game modes like Slayer, Team Slayer, Capture the Flag, but then it's also got an online horde mode with 50 waves.
Nice.
Okay, I'll buy it. That's it. You convinced me.
We just found our next streaming game.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Everyone buy this game.
Great. I know. If you guys are on, I'll definitely join you.
Right, we'll get back on track. Discord and Microsoft, there's been a lot of good talk about them this week. Ooh.
What could this possibly mean?
Phil set up a new Discord for us all. That's all it is. Getting a new Discord
Yeah.
server.
Xbox
You
finally.
could see Discord Nitro coming with Xbox Live also.
Yeah, I could see that, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
For those
But
who
like,
don't know, and I myself, what is Discord Nitro? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's
I'm not
basically
100% sure.
a monthly subscription, and it means you can, if for those that stream through Discord, like you can stream video through Discord and that, it unlocks the max frame rates, the max resolution, better quality bitrate and stuff, and you can also get better emotes, and you can promote your. If you've got like a Discord channel like we've got, if we made it public, we could upgrade to Nitro, and then you spend your Nitro points from what I gather or something like that, and you can boost your boost your channels to get more people to see it and stuff like that.
I have it
Nice.
because I was sharing videos of some machinery at work running, and my videos were larger than the allowed data. So I got Nitro, and now I've put up videos that are 200 megs before, and it has absolutely no issue with it.
Yeah, basically it makes it unlimited, sort of frees it all up. It's not stupidly sort of limited to what you can do on it.
And it's expensive. And Nitro, for what it is, Nitro is $10 a month.
Yep.
holy crap.
It's really for like enthusiasts.
Yeah, I can see that being added as the Nitro status with Game Pass Ultimate. I can see that happening.
That Nitro, not Nitro, Discord, their processing of voice, and it's so good. I mean,
Yeah, we're using it right now.
Yeah.
Is that it? I would have guessed.
I mean, this sounds a lot better than Party Chat sounds. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, they could be going
Yeah,
after
for
that.
sure.
And there's a lot of, Discord crosses a lot of boundaries that a lot of your regional console networks don't. And it's going to open doors. And don't forget, they could be going be going to strengthen the the Office 365 structure so that it can compete with Zoom.
Yep, definitely.
Nice.
Because
But I
Discord
think
did
it.
recently like try to. Sorry, but I just wanted to say like I
No
remember not
worries.
reading not that long ago. I think it was either like a couple months ago where they kind of like changed up some stuff where they didn't want to be just game centric. They wanted to try to expand. So I think that's
Well, there was
probably
rumours they were going to go public, wasn't there? So they were doing all those changes in advance of going public to obviously inflate their worth and build a brand as such. But from what some of the insider stuff they've said this week is that they actually they approached Microsoft. I don't know if this is true, but this is just what the insiders were saying online, that it was Discord that approached Microsoft to see if they would be interested, and they
That's interesting.
and supposedly Phil. There's one I'm not sure on. It says Phil Spencer's involved in the talks as well. Now that could be because they might implement it with Xbox if it's true. But and rumours are that they could be closing the deal within a month. So next month it could all be done for sort of 10 billion. So
Well, no, I think it's funny to imagine that it is the thing that Discord is the one who decided to talk first with Microsoft, right?
Yes.
supposedly,
Yeah, and I'm imagining, hi, can you please buy us for $10 billion?
No kidding.
You'd probably go in a
That's-
full team expecting him to knock you down, wouldn't you?
That's still a lot of money. I don't care. I know Microsoft is like $1 trillion company, but still, dude, that's a lot of money to
Man,
spend.
they just spent. They just made transaction with ZeniMax, and now they are going to spend more $10 billion to buy Discord. God
I mean,
damn it!
I mean, there's any business, there's gonna be budgets and pressure when you make like a deal like this. I don't care how big a company you are. This is a big deal for them, you know. Like this is still, I don't care if they're $1 trillion company, man. Like the pressure's on for this to do well, you know.
yeah.
So I think I think Discord will be, they'll put it probably on PlayStation as well because they want to make money. And I
Oh, yeah,
don't think it's going to
definitely.
be exclusive. I don't think it'll be an exclusive service, but maybe they will.
Or maybe they'll just integrate it better on Xbox. So who knows?
So I just did a web search for Discord approach to Microsoft, and everybody's running with that. CNBC, New York Magazine, The Verge, Bloomberg, they're all saying now that Discord is the one that contacted Microsoft.
Nice. That gives it a lot more
Nice.
credence. So maybe that then shows that Phil is actually involved in that. Then, if the earlier reports are turning out to be true, so which I'm all up for it because Discord is awesome. I just hope it doesn't go the way of Mixer because Mixer was great. Mixer
Yeah.
was so much better than
Yeah,
Twitch.
Yeah,
Don't
Mixer
shoot
didn't
us,
evolve
Twitch.
though.
No.
Hmm.
But the program, the software behind it, it was there was like no lag from it being like going live on Mixer to it showing on the screen for others. Like with Twitch now, we've got a slight delay. With Mixer, it was minute. It was so good, and the quality of the stream was a lot better, I found, than Twitch.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
People
I have an
take over
idea.
the controller. So
Maybe
Go on,
they're
what
gonna take, maybe they're gonna take the technology of Mixer and they're gonna integrate it with Discord,
Well,
and
there's a
they're gonna create
possibility.
so you can like stream and have like it'll be like their new Twitch, you know. And then, because when I had Mixer, it was cool. I would see people that like they were streaming games. I just click on the Mixer and just go straight to their stream, and they were like people on my friends list, and that was cool. That was
Yeah,
really
exactly.
convenient. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to use, because they're not going to just throw away Mixer's technology. They're going to use it for something, right? So
Well, you never know with
Maybe.
Microsoft, but you would hope they would keep it all, wouldn't you? Make use of it in some way.
yeah.
I just want the return of the drops that they will make if you watch the E3 events with your Microsoft account.
Yeah, that was
They
cool.
could still
Like,
do that though on Twitch.
we were able to get free games. Like some people got Rare Replay. That is my favorite game from this generation for
got
free. Goddamn. You
That's
son of
how
a
I
bitch!
got
I had to buy it.
I got
Yeah,
the Other Worlds or something like that, or the
Outer Worlds.
no, not
Yeah.
not
Outer Wilds.
Outer
Outer
Wilds.
Wilds,
That's
yeah.
the one I got.
Yeah,
I got that
I
for
got
free.
that. I got that, and I got a Rare Replay for free, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Man, that was really awesome. I really hope that they bring that back.
I think they will.
I think with
That's
the
it.
Discord thing, if they integrate Mixer like Anakada was saying, then I think that's a real good move for them, especially if they then, because the big YouTubers and stuff all have huge Discord communities and channels and active. If they can just
Yeah.
stream directly there, and even if they then restream to other places, a lot of people, if they're already on Discord, are going to start watching and viewing through that, rather than having to open separate apps to get to watch the people that are already chatting in communities on.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think it'd be good. And they've already got PlayStation using their servers. If they can then say, well, we'll improve your party chat and make it easier for crossplay with PC and Xbox chat if you just use this, I think that's another avenue they
yeah.
could go down as well.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
I don't know if
Is that-
Sony's gonna go for that though.
Maybe, maybe.
Crossplay games will just use Discord chat instead of its native network chat.
Yeah.
Yep, that could work.
What's funny is you can actually connect to Discord with the new headset and also be in an Xbox Live party at the same time. I'm sure you can with that new headset. You can connect via Bluetooth to Discord on your phone. And
Nice.
you can connect, and obviously through Xbox Live on your console. I'm sure you can. I'm sure I've read that. If I haven't, I apologise. Yeah, you can make phone calls while you're on the party chat. It's crazy. So the future of technology is just immense.
Oh yeah.
The potential is really big.
Yeah. So we'll keep going. We're gonna go to basically the main part of the day, our last sort of big topic, and that was the Idea Xbox Twitch showcase that was on Friday yesterday at a really annoying time, so I didn't get to see it live. But did everyone manage to catch it, or has watched and like caught up afterwards, or anything like that? And what did you guys think of it? Other than that, it was extremely long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to
usually
see like a good chunk of it, and I don't think I saw the whole thing. But I thought the games that they showed off were really cool.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who were not as happy about
Flooded it.
they expected different things, which I don't know why.
Did you see that picture I shared where someone had put, "Can't wait to. I'm expecting Halo Infinite."
Yeah.
What was the other one? Elden Ring and something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, it's an indie
There was more
showcase.
news, and yeah, it's like I said, I think I mentioned this to you guys yesterday. I was just like, I feel like people just see Xbox. They don't know what ID is. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't see that. They just block that out, and they just see Xbox, or they're like, okay, look, another showcase. Let's go. Let's see all the AAA games, and it's just like, no, it's
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
so many people were just
Man.
like, what is this? This is indie game crap. Why are they showing nothing but indie games? Like this is the indie game showcase. What do you expect?
I think it's funny to see on Twitter people that toxic PlayStation fanboys on Twitter saying, "Where are all those people that criticize the state of play now being silent with ID Xbox?" God damn it, ID Xbox. It was only supposed to have indie games there. God damn it.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not in a very early. I've never been an early adapter of independent developers' games, except for the first State of Decay. Usually, I'll jump on the bandwagon of indie developers' game after it's kind of it's caught fire. It's caught on with a crowd of people. And I got to be honest with you, there was one game in particular that I'm like, it's going to be on Game Pass day one. I'm playing that day one, and that was Moonglow Bay.
Oh yeah, that was
Because
nice.
Zash was talking earlier about a game that you can just sit back and chill, and I'm like, you know what? I can just sit back and fish on a boat in the middle of this bay. And it's got a little bit of mystery thrown into it too. So apparently people in the bay start coming up missing. And you start catching them as fish. And something's
Yeah.
going on. I mean, that's just really
Yeah.
that popped me. I can't wait to play Moonglow Bay.
I really loved the definition that said about the game. That is fishing RPG.
Yes.
That was so
Yeah.
simple and really seems to be a crazy but fun idea, not gonna lie.
It just seems like one of those games you can sit down, turn your brain off after a long, hard day of doing whatever, and just chill.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But like
it was a good show
I
though.
like the voxel artwork as well that they had going on. It was similar to like we mentioned earlier with Minecraft. Everything was like the blocky, and I think the art style on it is really good. And it was bizarre to see two people so excited about telling a story and fishing at the same time.
Yeah.
That's where you get out those ID Xbox. You get those smaller games, developers you don't normally hear from, and you get to just see the passion that goes into these smaller games. Like they said, they've been on it for years, and if you looked at that, you'd be like, how does that take years? And then they're explaining the process and rewriting and making levels and having to start again. And yeah, it was good. That game looks really good.
But like one thing that was interesting that people were discussing yesterday was because some people loved it, some people hated the event because of the talking that was happening in between the traders. I do agree that I would prefer to put all the interviews and the dev talks on in the end of the show, but still I think it's important to have these dev talks in the middle because it's going to help to call the attention of the people to listen to what the developers have to say about their games.
Yeah, it's not it's not an
it's not
established
everyone.
franchise, is it?
Like it's not everyone that will stay to the end or will watch a post show, something like that. So I think it's interesting what they decided to do, but still it kind of fucked up the pace a little bit. But still I really enjoyed that event, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree.
The amount of variety there was just unbelievable.
Oh, that rally game too. The one
Yeah,
that they
Art
showed
of
right
Rally.
after
Art of the
Moonglow Bay.
Rally. Yeah,
Yes,
that looks
Art
really
of the
good.
Rally. I could,
Beautiful.
yeah. That was right in my alley.
I've applied for a code for that to sort of like do a review on. So if you're listening, please, I'll go very in depth. It looks amazing. I just love the art style on it. It just looked great. I just
I saw Death's Door. That game looks fantastic.
Yes, that's the one that had me excited.
The one that mostly made me excited was Craftopia.
Yeah, Craftopia looked really good.
That was really a crazy game with a ton of references mixed up in a really fucked up game. That was so crazy, but I want to play this. God damn it.
I don't think I saw that.
With other
Is that
cards,
the one where they had like the Pokemon vibes to it and like Breath of the Wild vibes to it?
Yeah, that's the one I think.
And
Yeah.
Monster Hunter vibes to it, and Minecraft vibes to it. And a ton of, and like it seems a game developed by modders. It seems like that because it's really crazy. I just love that.
Was that the one where they had like the cows on the conveyor belts and they were just getting thrown into the soup and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with the big dragons and killing monsters hunting. That was really awesome.
Or Ascent. That game is going to be fantastic. I hope.
Yeah, definitely. That looks really good.
Yeah, I think that everyone agrees that the biggest highlights from that show were for the Ascent and Stalker 2, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed with Stalker 2 yesterday only because they put the trailer up about 3 or 4 hours before the event, and I thought that was going to be like a teaser for more of what we're going to see later, and then having sat through that entire Snyder cut length presentation.
I noticed a few of the game's trailers that were shown earlier in the day, and I was like, I thought I'd missed it. I thought, oh, has it already started? Because they were just pumping them out online, and I'm like, there's been a miscommunication there for sort of press releases and stuff, I think.
I could see why they did that with Stalker 2, because all they showed were character models.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, oh, yeah, you don't have any gameplay.
I think that got leaked earlier in the week anyway, didn't it? The Stalker stuff. It got leaked a couple of days before anyway, and then they took it down quickly. I think they posted it early.
I never seen anybody talk about somebody's teeth, though, as much as he did. He's like, look at this guy's teeth. I'm like, wow, the models look amazing.
Yeah.
So the first one was good. I played it. That's good, like shooter survival. Like,
That's going to be. They're going to rename the game to Thief 2.
Yeah, he was talking about teeth. He's like, look at this guy's smile, and it's all like gold, like teeth and stuff like that. And like, I was like, okay, I don't know. He's obsessed with this guy's teeth or something. But I think it's going to be good. I hope
He's
so.
a dentist. That's why.
Do you know what threw me about the whole presentation? That when it started, the thing that threw me off at the beginning was, right, this is Twitch. They're doing it. They're promoting it, and they're running this. Why is one of the people's webcams like they've got lube over the screen? It was so blurry, and I'm like, one of them like had a crystal clear HD video, and the other one was terrible, and I'm like,
yeah.
Could they not have got her a HD camera in advance or something like that? I mean, especially when it's such a highly published and sort of publicised event, you think that at least have got them a decent setups, because it would. I was like,
also crazy with the lube. That was my fault.
They had also very, very, very vastly different personalities. Like the one that you're talking about that had the crappier camera, she was also very like kind of like she wasn't really interested, you know, like, or she was like shy.
Is that like that? It's just there's always got to be that one person in an Xbox show that doesn't like the games. Like, remember that one, that woman on the last one where she's like, I don't really like Halo, but I'm here to talk about Halo with all these streamers. I don't know why she talks like a bloke, but that's the best I could do. So she didn't sound like that. Don't get mad at me.
This woman also said the same thing. The one of the streamers one of the hosts, she was like, yeah, some of these games don't really look like my cup of tea, but some of them do. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Out of all the people, they couldn't have picked someone and they're gone, do you like indie games? Yeah, I love them. Right, you'll do. Did they not ask her? They're like, what sort of games do you like? She's like, well, I only really like big AAA open world adventure games. And they're like, yeah, you're not the right one for us, love. We'll move on. We'll pick another one. I don't even know who she is. Does she have a massive following online or something? And that's the reason they've kept her. I don't know.
I don't know, but she seemed she had like some kind of. I think she's a popular streamer. I'm not sure though. Not like super popular, but like at least from my understanding. But
right.
I like the one was at least interested. She was saying, I play these type of games. I would play this. I'm looking for that type of game. Even if she really doesn't, at least she was putting on a persona. She was remembering the names of the games. The other one kept calling one of them the wrong name. After it was like only 2 trailers old. She got the Art Rally we mentioned earlier. Is it Art of Rally? I'm doubting myself now.
It's Art of the Rally.
Art of the Rally. She kept calling it the Art Racing game, and then the other one had to correct it.
Oh shit!
So yeah, I think the one was really interested, and the one was just
getting a payday.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair though, Microsoft, I mean, I know they didn't run that one. This clearly wasn't organised and run by Xbox. It was a Twitch production. But they never seem to get it right with the presenters, apart from that Bethesda one. Because, like, normally you've got Major Nelson and all those other people, and they're all stupidly over the top, like, oh my God, this is the best game ever. I can't wait to play this. And it's like, no one acts like that in life at all. Like,
and then
And then they have the other side. They get the people on to like promote it, the influencers and stuff, and they're all like, yeah, I don't like Xbox at all, but I'm here to watch. But yeah, that looks shit. Next, please. And they just can't seem to just get like good, honest sort of like reactions and like people who actually like the product but don't fake it just for faking it. Do you know what I mean?
And this is why Microsoft should decide to make only roundtables, just like they made with Bethesda.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
And bring back like E3 presentations, those sort of style events where people can react to them.
Yeah, exactly.
If WWE can do a weekly show where they've got all those screens up and people clapping along and stuff, they could have done an E3 show like that this year, worst case. And they can have loads of people's faces on like a big Zoom screen reacting to the trailers and stuff. Or even just do it through like a live interactive thing where everyone can like interact with it. That's all they need. If they're buying Discord, use that.
I think they are planning on doing a big summer show though, like E3 this
but
year.
like I say, I just hope that if there's no reason they couldn't do shows like with real people in it instead of just the fake corporate clappers. Do you know what I mean? That are like, oh my god.
It was nice to see a lot of people I know talking without masks on.
I think from the current good ones they've got Phil Spencer. He can hype anything, which is great. And he's sincere about like the ideas he's going for. If he says something, he's true. You got Aaron Greenberg, who I quite like because he's just your everyday guy who's found himself at Microsoft by the looks of him.
He's happy to be there.
You got Sarah Bond, who is she's very enthusiastic. She runs overseas Game Pass and acquiring games for it. I always enjoy seeing her on the screen. She's great. And then you had the guy at the round table who worked for Bethesda.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He was great.
Yeah.
Get rid of anything else. I know people like Major Nelson. His podcast is good. I don't like him hosting. So keep those 4 doing the hosting, and then maybe look at a couple of other people. But everyone else they got at the moment is just kind of deadwood.
I think you could put Matt Booty there as well. I think he was good as well. Not gonna lie.
That guy has got the coolest name in the world.
Exactly. Just for the name, he
goes
so much bullying during school.
Oh, he goes into like a strip club. Imagine if he went to a strip club and they're like, Matt Booty's here. Mr. Booty.
I'm starting to imagine like that he grows start jokes with his manager. That's it. I'm changing it. What is your new name then? James Booty.
I think from watching the show, the game, it was a couple of games that excited me, but the one that came out of nowhere to kind of excite me was the one Alakar mentioned earlier. I forgot the name of it now. The one with the door. Death's Door. What a great idea for a game where things don't die anymore. So the crows have taken it upon themselves to kind of make sure stuff dies, which is brilliant.
In my opinion, 4 games that I was really excited were like Death's Door, Hello Neighbor 2. After they showed and explained the new AI that they are going to add to the game, that was really impressive in my opinion. And which one, Omno, that was showed during the start of it, and the Art of Rally. Those were the 4 that I just were mostly excited, and I'm really glad to see that most of them are going to be available on Game Pass day 1.
You know what I was kind of thinking about though when they were showing the AI improvements to Hello Neighbor 2, I started thinking, so the longer it takes you, the harder it's going to get. So if you couldn't do it the first 50 times, how are you going to be able to do it in 100 times?
But like, not only your tries are going to be computed to the AI, but the whole player community that plays the game is going to be added to the AI.
which basically means that if you play the game 5 years from release, it's going to be impossible to beat.
Exactly. Do you think Dark
Yeah,
Souls is hard?
Because there's
Guess what? You will
there's gonna be people that like to break games playing that game, and they're gonna do everything in their power to try to outsmart him, and he's gonna learn all those things, all those tricks and stuff, and then any regular gamer is gonna be like, oh well, okay, I don't even know what to do now.
Exactly.
The reason I can't play Dark Souls because I don't want to break controllers.
That's why I buy 10 at each month.
Jeez. That would, oh man, I can't believe people actually break their controllers over it because they get so frustrated. Like, I would be, I don't know, I'd start putting like bubble wrap on it or something if that happened to me. My God.
Either that or get carpet.
Yeah. I mean, you got to slam it really hard, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you just toss it into the wall. Simple as that.
Yeah, now in the UK, you put a hole in the wall, it's all plasterboard.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But guys, any final thoughts about the idea Xbox? Anything else you would like to?
Well,
any highlights, interesting things?
for anyone listening, out of all the games they showed, there are 23 of them are confirmed to be coming to Game Pass on day one. So there's quite a lot that are coming to Game Pass. So these include, I'll read these off quickly: Art of the Rally, Astria Ascending, Among Us, Backbone, Boyfriend Dungeon, Craftopia, Dead Static Drive, Edge of Eternity, Hello Neighbor 2, Library of Ruina, Little Witch in the Woods, Moonglow Bay, Narita Boy, Nobody Saves the World, Omno, Recompile, Sable, Second Extinction, She Dreams Elsewhere, Stalker 2, The Ascent, Undungeon, Way to the Woods, and The Wild at Heart. Now, a lot of them are coming this year and have got release dates of this year, but some of them, half of them, I'd say, probably haven't got a release date yet. So they may come this year, it may be next year. So, but they've all been announced that they are coming to Game Pass on day one. So, yeah, more to the backlog.
No sugary.
Talking about games that stood out though, before we go quickly, what was that weird train game where you're like on a train in space and then you like jump off your train?
Oh, Void Train.
Oh,
Yeah.
Void Train.
That looks so weird. I was like, I need to play that.
That actually wasn't the first time they've showed this off. I think they did it. They showed it off at like the last Xbox show, like last year sometimes, or like at E3. Because that game has been in production for a while. But
yeah,
it
it's just
really...
the first time I'd actually sat and watched it properly, but it's definitely stood out to me. I was like, that is so weird. Why is there like a floating train like going along a track to nowhere?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I want to try that.
Kind of tether yourself to the train and just start floating around and killing stuff.
Yeah, I just thought
very interesting.
Yeah, definitely gonna give it a play. But there were so many. Like I say, there was a lot of stuff that sort of shot out to me just from the graphical style. I still want to play when they come out. What's it called?
Add Mad Street to your list because this is a game that it reminds me a lot of the classic beat 'em up games. Just put it there. As well as
Lake. I wanted to play.
Lutz River.
There's loads. I just can't. There's just so many. I can't remember them now.
Lutz River.
Yeah, that one was good as well.
River. And to close up this, the lawn mowing simulator.
I can cut the yard faster than you can.
Exactly. Watch me do this in 45 minutes.
Here, hold my beer. I think I move faster barefooted.
I just have to say though, like, all jokes aside, I think it's great that Xbox has the ID at Xbox program because, like, we get a lot of great games out of it, and the fact that they because most of the time, you'll notice that. I mean, it's kind of changing now, but in the beginning of Game Pass, ID games were pretty much like the most titles that you would see on there, like most common. And so like, they definitely helped the Game Pass grow to where it is now, and it gives
For
them a
sure.
shot to make a lot of money, which is great because what they probably otherwise wouldn't.
Didn't
And
they
yeah, I
say
mean,
they
I think
made 2 billion? Games and
Yeah,
Idea Xbox have made
it's
2
crazy.
billion,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Like ID Xbox is super important because like I think Cuphead was a product out of ID Xbox.
It was the first one, I
So
think.
here's
Yeah.
the importance of ID Xbox. We got Cuphead, and that game is just awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of games from it, like that's the thing. Like it gives, and then like most of these, like I think we've talked about this before, is that the great thing about them is that, they're not tied to like a big corporation that's just out to make money. It's all about passion and the creativity, and so
as well as they are not stuck with only one genre.
Yeah, one genre, one IP. It's great. I really that's one of the things I love about indie games is that you just get to try out different things instead of just playing Assassin's Creed all the time or like clones of Assassin's Creed. Like
Yeah, exactly.
as much as I love Assassin's Creed, I do love that franchise, but it's great to like play something different, and especially like like some of you guys said earlier, it's those kinds of games where you can just kind of unwind and chill out and just don't have to think about it, don't have to like try really hard, just kind of play and
Yeah,
zone
I
in.
mean,
Exactly.
it's also retro gaming is mixed in there as well, because it's
Mhm.
retro style genres and the games that they just don't want to make anymore. So that's why it's so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good place then to sort of end today's show. Is anyone else want to add anything before we go, or are we all good?
I'm good.
This was shorter than the last episode.
Yeah, we're about 50 minutes
Nice.
shorter.
We
So
would have guessed that we will be able to make a shorter episode.
so where can they find all of you then? So Fabio, where can they find you?
What do you mean? Where can you find? I'm the co-host of this podcast. God damn it!
Just
What
follow
do
the
you mean about
potatoes.
Well, people can find me on Twitter with FBO Amorim97. You can find me on Xbox Live as both on Lizard 8 with a capital B and a capital L. And you can always find me here at the Xbox Live Party podcast every week.
What about you, Alucard?
Yeah, you can find me at Twitter, Alucard794, or Xbox Live, false Alucard, and Xbox Live, but I do not have a YouTube channel, so I don't know if I ever will do that.
They can find you on our videos, can't they? Anyway, so
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming with the crew. So
You can add your videos to our YouTube channel. No worries.
thanks, guys, for having me, though. Appreciate it.
no worries,
It's
my
been
friend.
a lot
No
of fun.
worries. What about
You are family. God damn it.
Thank you.
What about you, KY Bob? Even though we all know the answer.
Yeah, one
Do we
main
really
mini
need to
player.
ask him?
I'm KY Bob on Twitter, KY Bob on Xbox, KY Bob on PlayStation, and the KY Bob channel on YouTube is going to get ready to start getting content.
Woohoo!
We
Nice.
behind the
Nice.
scenes, me and a few friends are working on a brand new Xbox centric podcast, and it will be published on the KY Bob channel. So if you want
That's
updates, if you want to know when the first episode drops, subscribe and hit that notification bell because it'll be the first video that hits.
Is that it? Are you leaving us? You are a member of.
No. I want to be on a podcast every day of the week if I can.
Wow.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
I
nice.
want to guest
That's
on
it, we are
someone's
going to
podcast one day.
the episodes.
What about you, Slayer? Then
We wish you the best.
I'm pretty much the same. Like I have I have Twitter, I have YouTube, I have Facebook, and Twitch. I'm Slayer exclusive everywhere, pretty much. YouTube is Slayer exclusive gaming. It's a little bit different. But yeah, I post daily content on YouTube, all my gameplay walkthroughs, all the games that I play. Right now, I am finishing up Minecraft Dungeons for the DLC. I'm finishing up Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia. And and I think my next video is probably gonna be my playthrough of Halo.
Nice.
And maybe a little bit of Dungeon Defenders. We'll see. I'm actually trying to think about going back into Fable. I think I'm gonna do that this weekend. Play through that
Nice.
because I love that franchise and I'm excited.
Fable 1, 2, or 3?
All three.
Nice,
Start
nice.
with number
That's
one.
what I like to hear.
Yeah, gonna start with number 1 and play through it. Yeah, it's exciting. Very
Nice,
exciting.
nice. What about you, the Jinner, then?
So, yeah, I'm the Jinner. You can find me anywhere they let me put the space Jinner. If not, I'm just the Jinner as one word. I'm on YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch. But probably most active over on Facebook Gaming, to be honest. And I'm on Twitter, and I believe it's now the Jinner Gaming. I changed it after you guys advised me I could last week.
Yep, it's
I
definitely changed
previously
now.
it was at
Yep.
Jinner. That's gone. And yeah, I'm a bit of an early streamer. I'm up 5 till 7 a.m. GMT, Monday to Friday. And then I do a Wednesday and Saturday nights. Saturdays I'm normally on from basically normally after this through till 4 a.m. Most mornings.
Wow.
So yeah, that's me, guys. Just do little quirky playthroughs of games that you guys seem to be recommending to me at the moment.
That's always good then. I'll give you a list.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going to do one big game now and then lots of little indie and Game Pass games because I've really got a bug for indie games at the moment. So that's kind of my playthroughs.
Nice,
Nice, nice. Mr. Ash, where can people find you?
Here on Earth. Yeah, my
That's it. That's it. Thanks.
my Twitter is Z23Ash. You can add me on Xbox Live at I'm a Ghostbuster, which is Ghostbuster with a 0 instead of an O. And to be fair, other than them, I don't really do anything apart from on the Xbox Live Party podcast channels because they used to be mine and I've just converted them all over. So all my videos I do for gaming, all my streaming and stuff like that, they're all on the XBL Party Podcast channels. If you're watching it live, you can see them on the screen, but we've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch and Twitter. And like I say, we do this every Saturday and we've started doing sort of a weekday sort of stream. I would like to do a bit more of them. It's just obviously doing it around life and time zone differences because obviously I'm in the UK and most of you guys aren't, so it's just trying to fit it in. But going forward, when uni's finished, stuff like that, I'm definitely going to be looking at doing a bit more of a schedule, trying to do more content in one way or another, and hopefully we can do. We've got a massive list between us of the games we want to all play together, so expect some sort of streams coming sooner rather than later. But until then, thank you for listening to all the people that have listened from start to finish. Thanks to everyone who's commented, all the people that have subscribed, followed. Thank you to everyone that listens to this on Spotify because we've had a massive increase on the listeners in Spotify in the last week. So big thanks to whoever's been listening to all the older episodes. This will be up on YouTube and Spotify and sort of like Google Podcasts. Anyway, you can get your podcasts from Anchor and stuff like that within the next couple of days. Just depends how quick it takes to upload. And other than that, stay safe, play lots of games, and we will see you, barring any sort of madness, next Saturday. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.